Welcome back, everybody. It came from the workbench, Vol.5, Part 4. It's the LCG guy with the ecto body on it. That's what we're working on, and let's get some things out of the way right off the bat. I know people are very concerned about the health of Bucket Chair after the near disaster, and I'm proud to report that Bucket Chair is reborn, this time using a paint bucket rather than a $3 store brand bucket. I was all ready to drill holes in a Lowe's bucket. And then I remembered the words of the great philosopher who once said, "I'm a big, big man, SpongeBob, a big, big man." So paint buckets are about double the thickness of store buckets. So we went with that. Then what happened is I went out, I got the hunks mounted up, realized I didn't have any batteries charged. Threw a couple batteries on the charger, said, oh, I'll go back out, knock out like 15 minutes. Fast forward to now, some hour and a half later, and we're almost ready. So while yes, this is an LCG video, the other lightweight has shown up to offer some assistance because, here's a little bit more backstory. I was ready to mount the hunks on the wheels and realized, oh yeah, I want to try those Crazy Crawler Basics. They're the softest foams I've got. Well, okay, they are if not the softest, the second softest. Looked all over for them, couldn't find them. Forgot that somewhere in the middle, Misdirection got built, and inside those Scorpios are indeed the Crazy Crawler Basics. So at some point, the build will try those tires. He's currently fitted with the hunks. They are on the Crazy Crawler normal, the yellow ones, which are the medium, which I don't know if those will be too heavy. So he's gonna try them out. And it occurred to me more benefits of owning a 6x6 is if you happen to move anything around on the 6x6, or even if you don't, you have to buy 6 wheels, and unless you're paying big money, wheels come in sets of 4. So I had 2 extras. So these are the wheels that never got mounted on Jolly Green, on hunks with some homebrew dual stage. They have the inner closed cell foam from the utterly horrific Boom Racing Hustlers, and the outer foams from Pitbull dual stages out of, oh, Mad Beasts? Mad Beasts or Growlers, one or the other, when one of those got refoamed. So I want to give them both a try. First we will try this guy on these, and we're giving him the worst case scenario here. This stuff is not set, a lot of it's wet. It'll also give me a little insight as to what needs to be toughened up. So far it's looking pretty easy, and we don't want Dry Bone Valley to be too easy. Let's back this up a little and get to the very recently placed rocks. I'm also most certainly gonna have to get some side hilling in. I don't want to steal Misdirection's foams is the thing, because she's doing really well. Okay, here's some slick rock. Again, not a huge issue there. Is it perhaps too easy? Oh, there we go. Absolutely parked. Suspension just dropped right down. Send this guy over. Same story. Trying to avoid the biggest of the puddles. Hunk sliding a little bit. The hunks are also a pretty good dig tire. I can't remember. I had seen the real world tire that the hunk is a obvious clone of. And I did water down Slick Rock. So we can come around here. I got a lot. Yeah, you know, also, I'd just like to interject for a moment. Some might remember me pulling all the rock out of the spot where misdirection is stuck, only to obtain more rock, put rock back in. I wasn't finding pieces of concrete that looked like what I wanted. The stuff with the rougher texture on there is what I want, and I don't have a whole lot of that left. Mostly it's the big slab stuff, which is thankfully getting used for the floor here. Well, she got out, but not well. I do deeply regret not just sitting around and wrenching on stuff while the batteries were charging, as my back is destroyed from doing this so many days in a row. I need to take a day off and do something else. So Slick Rock is a good indicator of tire. The fact that he's not rolling out with that front tire 4 inches off the ground is a good indicator that his setup is moving in the right direction. This is the real test right here. So I'll do a pull here. I'll do a pull across the side hill. And then we'll test the very smushy other hunks. Same rim, just a different color. Yeah, see that stutter right there usually indicates it's too hard. And see, pushing the nose across right there. But lessers would have rolled out. They definitely, they're better than the growlers were. And I don't know if that's an age thing, that they're newer, but see, right there. Let's see how the other lightweight does on her softer foams. They're very close in weight, these two. For CG, as you can see, a little bit higher, a lot of bit. It is a capper cage, so there's weight up top. Yeah, a little more, yeah, see, no, the failure in traction, you can see, is from a different source. I think the softer foam is helping. I think the Scorpio isn't gripping purely as much as the hunk. That was nice there. I gotta say, that was definitely nice. Now let's send them both across the side hill, and then let's move some tires around. And this is essentially what setup testing looks like. Just try to replicate the same motions. Okay, drop, the amount of drop there, she dropped 2 inches or so of nose slide there. Straight roll down into the mud. I don't know what the popping is. I think she's got a spring that's unseating out of the cup, and then it's dropping back in. Because it's a pretty good click. Now see, when she's up on a higher line, it's just easy. Get a body nice and prepped for paint, get distracted, start driving it, get it really dirty. Let's see what kind of nose slide we get on him. About the same. She is now in the way because he passed it much more easily. Let's get you up there out of the wet here. Just park right there. Move this guy across, because I really want to see the effect of a much softer. Now the question is, do we put the really soft ones in the front or we're going to put them in the back. He's not nearly as rear biased as one would think, despite everything being in the front. 58% front. The last time he was scaled, that is. That's terrible. That's terrible. Ugh. Of course, get them nice and muddy before I have to touch them. Wow, hunks don't seem to care. He's looking, honestly, he's looking pretty good. I wonder, but you don't know. Now let's see the slide with him wet. Yeah, look, honestly, it looked exactly the same to me. All right, I'm gonna put some white wheels on the back. Takes mere moments. There's a look. Yeah, you can see those rears really conforming. Let's see what the slide looks like. Looks exactly the same. Boy, they're really, oh, so mushy. I don't know, this might be the ticket. I think the front foams are there. I think the rears just need to be changed. The cover weight combo. Now let's get a really elevating side angle here. See what those rears do. Oh, we've got a real squeak. Yeah, those. We're gonna try the Scorpios just for the joy of it, but I think I blind squirreled it. Let's see here, straight up. I need to be a little further to that way, right there. Okay, that's hanging. Walk it over. Can't exactly tell what part of the chassis is hanging right there. Oh. It will walk though. The normal, air quotes, normal approach angle here, getting the high side tire up over the lip right there. That's genuinely almost easy now. I'm not seeing any real bad slippage on the tire. I guess that hyper soft in the back, and they are mushy soft. He can dig with the best of them. Let's try this line here. See if I can get that top over. I left misdirections radio over there. The fly sky is beloop. See, not a ton of side lug on here. Whoa! Caught it. Let's try a little more. There we go. It takes him a lot to get up to his tipping point. Oh, no way. I slipped off that line because I thought there was no chance of that pulling through. Take a run here. Got the half remastered Undertaker. Water got into something. So squeaky. All right. Here's the part that no one can manage really. Can misdirection pull the same on the Scorpios? And then I will literally pull them down, switcheroo, and see if anything changes. I would give the slightest edge to the hunks on that. Now let's swirl them around. I'm now having a genuine dilemma because, let me just pull this to the side here. I still feel like, white wheels look good on everything, but man, those copper wheels on that orange, that is something else. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's transformative. Oh man, am I gonna end up spending money anyway? Because I have 2 hunks. Here's, oh, getting the gleam. I have 2 hunks left over because I had 6. Does Misdirection need hunks? And same token, look how good the silver and black look on there. Worst, I guess best case scenario is this, he hooks these Scorpios on the light foams up. No. Well, let's not judge too quick. Yeah, they just don't have the same level of raw traction, at least on this surface. They're real close. They're real close. We can't just do one run and decide from that, honestly. Just drive over. So we need a couple lines here to see how this guy responds to the Scorpios. Try to get to and up Daphne's other line here. That is very aggressive. Too aggressive. Let's see if we can't get her down here. His CG is so low. She looks like a cartoon with that wheel and tire setup. Oh my goodness, on the hunks though, she comes to life. You know, I think on her, the way she distributes her weight, I think there's some, look at that rear tire. I think they might be too soft in the rear. Well, she's running the same weight all the way around, same stiffness all the way around, up till now, so. Come on, now we're just flying. I think they're too soft. They're giving too much. Okay, here's where she's gonna try to employ her flex. Yeah, that rear, it's too soft. Maybe. Yeah, I think it's too soft. Yeah, it's giving her fails. So let us just real quick, like, those copper wheels look amazing on there. They look so good with that orange. And I mean, they were sold, I think they were called orange. I genuinely think, this is just thinking, I can't, it's too early to decide. I was gonna say I felt like she's better on the Scorpios, but I think it was just the dirt clearing out of those dirty hunks. The foam weight feels better for her. At least on these tires, that is. See, that was very positive looking. Right. Managed to save it. Yeah, feel like she manages better up this incline on the Scorpios. And I love taking beadlocks apart, man. I love it. So I am not averse to unmounting these just to do a rim swap. I think I, no pun intended, painted myself into a corner with this guy with the I'm just calling them orange wheels now, because, you know, I was thinking about colors relative to those wheels. These are just black. Yeah, he's better on hunks. He's certainly, I'm willing to commit. I'm gonna take one more different line and then I'll be 100% willing to commit that he's better on hunks than Scorpios. She's slightly better on Scorpios than hunks, but I think she might be better on hunks if they had the foams that are in the Scorpios, but not much. Yeah, he's definitely, what line would set it, would confirm it in my head that he's better on the hunks than the Scorpios? You push that nose end up. Yeah, honestly, these are too soft for him. The foams, the basics are too soft. And I say that because they're a fake dual stage. You know, they have that like star cut at the top. The foams that are set up in the white wheels are, you know, closed cell in the middle. So they act a little firmer. Now, some stuff he looks good, but yeah, see, like right there, push it, push it, push it, push it. I think with hunks, I think that would be better. Yeah, just kind of floundering, and that's just due to the way Scorpios grip. They're more of an all-purpose tire, so they're much better in like this transitional stuff where you're moving across different types of rock, different types of surface. They do amazingly well here. All right, now that they're both upside down, I'm gonna ask, did you see it? Did anybody see it? I'm gonna show it in a second. I'm just wondering if anybody saw it. So let me point out here, these are really soft. The foams are, as I mentioned, the inners from the Boom Racing and the outers from Pitbull, and the Pitbull outers are really soft. With how light that little guy is, it's not surprising that he can benefit from a tire that it's quite soft. He's got the softest Traxxas springs in the back. Amazing how dirty I got these that quickly. He's got the lightest Traxxas springs in the back. I really need to go through their oil situation. They get stiction pretty bad. I don't know if they've got too much air in them, too much oil in them, not enough oil in them, too light of oil in them. It's something. So what I had asked about, if anybody saw it, is, you know, did you see that? Because it occurred to me, this was a problem that could be solved by throwing money at it. The expensive solution was the one that popped in my head first. Get a Ninja or something similar and another Outrunner. And then the cheap option presented it to me, which is just put another Amazon dig gearbox in there. I was digging through the bins looking for parts for something else and found a Vader 3-gear adapter, which I believe I had bought when the Capra was still a complete Capra. The box has been suitably modified. The drive shafts both had to be changed because, you know, obviously it moved. So the outputs moved quite a bit. This one moved, they both moved forward. So it's the longest possible build in the back. Allowed me to mount the servo. I mounted the servo the conventional way, which is with the spline over here, and then the horn hit right there. So I had to flip that around. We're also doing a double test. I figure if I'm going to spend some money. This has Flash Hobby, now has a 50 kg direct power servo, and it was about 50 bucks, I want to say. The throws, if I recall correctly, yeah, 66% in one direction and 80% in the other. I believe that's because the horn doesn't quite center. It's kind of, it must be clocked off that certain amount of percent. I have zero complaints about that servo. It does not have a lot of service on it yet, but as you can tell, it's quick, it's quiet, it's got the torque. I don't know if it's coming through on the 50 kg claim. I just know that it works, and it's in the kind of price range that I'm comfortable with. Dig works just fine with the servo in the forward position. Good old 4409 in there. And the top shaft has been replaced. This is an STRC lay shaft for a slash. I've done this before, which allows me to run the full associated setup. Ooh. That, I don't think I tightened all the screws into the gearbox. So this guy was doing real good, seeing as his gearbox is only about 70% assembled. And someone had mentioned dial some preload in the rear. Some preload was dialed in the rear. It does appear to help a decent amount. There's also some preload in the front because but see, like again, then you gotta, they get stiction if it sits for just a minute. So those will definitely be pulled off and cleaned out. Oh, so this gearbox puts me into the opposite spectrum from this gearbox. This gearbox is fitted with an 80-turn 3-pole, and it was still way too fast, and the 80-turn 540 could not handle it. This is that Roo Dog 16-turn 5-slot 550, which just clears the suspension link. But it fits, and that motor's pretty good. I had not found a rig that it would work with, and now we're at the absolute opposite spectrum, which is maximum wheel speed. It just gets up to walking pace, and that's on a 1787. So I went from, he was running the smallest pinion I could find, and now I'm thinking of dropping the 87 to an 84. So I think I'm going to try 1784 to start, and then I'll adjust pinion from there, because I have a lot more pinion availability in larger sizes, and he appears to definitely have the torque. Will he do a foam climb? Oh, no problem. The drag brake is really quite good, and ordinarily I'm not a huge 5-slot guy, but something about this configuration, I mean, the parts are different and they're sourced from different places, but at the end of the day, it's an LCG 10.2, right? But the drag brake is far better than I would have thought. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all these wheels apart again. Although, I guess, technically I don't have to take these apart, because I have 2 more. And I am going to, oh, no. Pause. I don't want anybody to pull a weight penalty on this trade. I genuinely, I like this rig better on these. So as long as we're within, say, 10%, 173. And those are the heavier foams. The lighter foams, 167. Scorpios, 184. That is plenty good, because I think the weight is actually, I think the Scorpio is actually a heavier tire than the Hunk. So, Misdirection is getting these rims with these tires because I didn't feel it coming. It snuck straight up on me. Man, that's good. That orange on orange is spicy. So that's how she's gonna rock. So I get to unmount just 8 because I don't have to mess with these. So it's another swaparoo. I think for Jolly Green's prep, I think I had to do, not including unmounting 8 canyon trails from plastic, I moved 10 tires around in one sitting. And now I'm going to do 8. But luckily, both the Scorpios and the Hunks, they are veteran tires. So you pull the wheel off, you don't have to use the cheater bolts or anything. I just squeeze the hub together like that and pop them right. These 5 bolt or 6 bolt? 6 bolt. All right. It won't be too bad. So, in wrapping it up, in closing it out, let's see how close these cousins really are. She is RTR 2442 in the grams for everyone in other parts of the world, 5.4 pounds. She still, I think, has the lightness crown. There'll be a little bit of weight that shifts. I think about, she's going to pick up 40 grams. Oh, they might be exact after the tires, the rim swap. They might be exactly the same. 5.57. So they are within 2 ounces. So definitely the tire wheel swaparoo could make them the same weight. Crazy how different they behave, because the CG of the two is pretty different despite them being virtually the same thing. He also does remarkably well with chassis mounted steering. He might be my best chassis mounted steerer here. And I made that geometry up out of thin air. So there you have it. That is episode 4. This guy is good. He's going to get a rim swap. I am going to re-clean, take that body back to the sink again. Is that a tire mark in the middle of his windshield? Take this guy back to the sink, clean him again, dig out my Tamiya. I've got my Tamiya masking tape around here. Mask the windows inside and out, and I'm just going to start painting this thing. Now that he's got black wheels, I feel like the world has opened up to me. I can paint this guy whatever color, and I think the wheels will look great. And this was the decider, because she looks so good. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching this one, everybody. Coming up, if not next, then up soon, will be the wild card round. I kind of wanted to get more course set in, but then I was like, yeah, you're just going to put it off forever. So it's honestly, because of the 2 rigs that are involved, it's going to be a little more of a trail style course is what I'm leaning towards, as it's, what is it, Ironsides versus the Banana? So they're honestly, I can't decide who has an edge there, because Ironsides punches above his weight and the Banana's body is huge but light. They both have full width bumpers. It's gonna be interesting to see who has to fight for their life again and who makes it through clear. But again, now I'm talking about the Invitational, and I'm supposed to only talk about this. So again, thanks for watching, and everyone involved looks forward to seeing you in the next one.